had a meeting, the Health Tripartite had a mini conference, and this is all part of the process of developing a sustainable business plan for the new St. Martin Medical Center. This included representatives from the Ministry of Health, SZV, the SMMC, but also included KPMG and KPMG Plexus, which is KPMG's healthcare consulting firm, Royal Haskelley DHV, that's the engineering firm that's been hired to develop the terms of reference for the turnkey developer, as well as Performation, which is a company out of Holland, which is really a leading healthcare data specialist. As well, we invited from the French side representatives from the Observatoire. And really the purpose of the meeting was a revalidation of the main assumptions for the business plan for the new SMMC. So our conversations are really focused on making sure that we're able to provide high quality, accessible, and affordable health care and close to home. I think that being close to home is a critical part of health care and people's well-being. Obviously, medical services that are received here versus in Santo Domingo or Colombia, the recovery times are different when you have your support network around you. So being able to provide quality health care here at home, I think, is critical for the people of St. Martin. Some of the discussions, the topics ranged all over the board, and I think it's important that we looked at very basic assumptions. Even, for example, one discussion is, should the new medical center be built on the current location, or is there flexibility? What are the pros and cons of it? So we really took all basic assumptions that we were making in the determination of a new hospital and put them under a microscope and under discussion, and some of the things need to be further evaluated. But obviously, some of the discussions included about the type of medical services that need to be offered, what sort of design criteria. Are we going to look at rooms with 2 beds, 1 beds? What kind of structure in terms of the hospital bed layout? French-Dutch cooperation, branding as well. I mean, in the end, working with a world-renowned institution would bring a certain amount of credibility, standards, protocols to the hospital that would be beneficial for the people. We've talked about medical tourism. What are the different ranges of medical tourism? Because actually the SMMC can also take on medical tourism as a project under its own wing rather than contracting out to a third party. Operational efficiencies, what are we expecting from the design of the new hospital? And as well, there's a number of policy issues that I think will end up impacting what the future design of the hospital should look like. For example, what's investment strategy? What plans does government have in terms of investing in preventative care? As well as what are future plans for home care? Because I think the more that we develop a home care network that allows people to be taken care of by qualified professionals in their home, puts less burden on the medical resources on a hospital facility, for example. So this is all part of our process of developing a terms of reference for the turnkey developer. We have about 2 months, so I guess probably about 2 weeks have passed already, so let's say about a month and a half to finalize that. The tripartite will continue to include, as the process moves on, will continue to involve more and more stakeholders in the process. As you know, I'm always a big believer in being open, and one of the benefits of being open in this process is that you allow other people with other ideas, other resources to come into the discussion, because bright ideas can come from all corners of our communities.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands, even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there, because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Mega Wadi is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas really easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance. Here we go.
This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that have come to last. Here's to living in the now.
When you can afford what you crave, life just gets so
So
good.
alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey, I'm gonna live my life, feeling good, so good, real good, so
KFC, so good for everyone.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah!
We have met representatives of both TIAT Ministry and myself with the Carnival Development Committee. However, as was stated before, I believe in press briefings, the funding for Carnival goes through TIAT. We met in the interest of making sure that culture was being promoted. We were updated on the new rules and regulations, etc. Some of the concerns, as reply to some of the concerns that we had. These discussions pertaining to some of the changes that they made were ongoing since last year, in keeping the safety of our youth into consideration. I know it's created quite a bit of discussion as well in terms of the ages of the young people that they're allowing into the village for shows. Some of my concerns were also centered around young people taking part in some of the jump-ups that have become commonplace and the way to regulate that. And basically, in our discussions, I believe that the Development Foundation did see an importance of promoting culture. We mentioned they did outsource all of the Queen shows, and I had, was wondering how that would occur, because I felt personally, and I've expressed it publicly, that most of the cultural parts of that Queen show was held outside of the village, where the majority of the public would not see it unless it was recorded and they caught it on television. So I believe the majority of the cultural parts, I cannot say for certain, but they did say that they would look into that. He said that they had a low turnout for especially the youth in the Calypso competitions, and they were actually probably not having a competition because there were just two, the reigning queens, I believe, who were registered. Others had fallen out. We as a ministry are looking at promoting Calypso as part of our culture. It is a bit late now for this carnival. but we are looking at ways to increase youth participation in it, offering workshops in writing, calypsos and the like to keep that art form alive. Very little, we also decided as government between Ministry of TIAT and myself that in the future we would actually sit and discuss an actual SLA between government and the Carnival Development Foundation to be able to actually put agreements in place as to what we would like to see and how we would like to see the culture of St. Martin promoted, as we felt that Carnival had become just another music festival. And a big one, yes, important also for the economy of St. Martin, so we do not want to stop that. But some of the other rules and regulations that we questioned were things that they had discussed since last year, which, for instance, they are booth holders. They also brought more to the table in terms of, we had understood based on complaints from booth holders that there was only one liquor company being utilized as a major sponsor. They clarified that other liquor companies have come on board and that those agreements did not restrict booth holders from buying liquor from wherever they wanted to. So they believe that all of the other events are marketed in that way, and they, as they have the control of planning and preparation, they have that leeway. So government doesn't have any manner at this time in which to restrict Carnival Development Foundation from doing what they are doing. Government provides them with marketing funds to market the festival abroad, and that was made very clear, not to market it on island, but for marketing abroad. So that discussion was had from the TIAT side, and we would be updated later on how we would move forward with the SLA, etc.
In an earlier press briefing about the vetting of the candidates for the top positions at GEB, can you give us an insight as to how far along that process is and how many persons are being vetted?
For each position, 2 names should be submitted. Again, there's a process to be followed.
Should be or were, just to clarify.
There were 2 names for each position submitted. Again, there's a procedure to be followed. Advice is sought from the Corporate Governance Council, and those names supposed to be vetted with the security agency of St. Martin, VDSM. The advice from the Corporate Governance Council, that takes 4 weeks to receive the advice from them. So we have sent those names for vetting and for advice, and we're in the process of waiting to receive the advice from the Corporate Governance Council.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4.
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
I like the idea that one could check cholesterol, your sugar, your blood pressure. I am going to get a massage just now also. I love it.
You sure you need a massage? Because you look good already.
Massages are always good. Good for the blood circulation are always good.
Do you like the idea of what the Alliance is doing?
Oh yes, I compliment them and I always support it. I always come out and check it out. Yes, I think I hope more of our people will come.
So you would like to see a more bigger crowd?
I would like to see a bigger crowd. And maybe there was a big crowd this morning.
Yes.
But I would like to see a bigger crowd, yes. I think our people should make use of this opportunity. We have the podiatrist from Curacao. I think it's important that more information is given about foot health, especially to people who are suffering from diabetes. We are losing too many people who have had to have a toe or a foot amputated, and that is very sad. So if you check it out on time, you can reverse that, you can avoid that.
You know, I'm a liver cancer survivor, so I have to share the good news. And that's I'm 15 years cancer free. So I want to see the whole St. Martin free of cancer. The Herald don't have no more space, Ricardo. They're on 2 pages now per day. So I'm trying my best to educate them with the Inner Harmony Wellness Center, how to get rid of their problems. And basically they're not purging, and we discovered that a lot of people are having mercury fillings in their mouth, which is causing them to get diabetes problem, strokes, heart attack, and all kind of other ailments because they are not paying attention, and the dentists are giving them all types of fillings, which they know is dangerous. So we are just trying our best to educate the population that they should come on in a harmony, get a checkup. The machine is the only machine on the island that can really tell you what's going on in your body. For $100, you can't go wrong. I already spent $100,000, I'm still broke. But thank God I'm alive. I just turned 65, thank you. And I'm drinking olive oil and lemon 30 years now. I'm doing all my vitamins and my minerals daily. And I look like 40. Don't I? So I will encourage the rest of the population to follow my example, follow the lead, and prevent. Don't wait until you get down in a bed and then you want miracles to happen. You got to perform your own miracles by taking charge of your health. Take charge. You got to do it yourself. And a little vitamin, a little mineral is what you need to keep you going. And then from there, you're gonna worry. Stress is killing people a lot because of the jobs and, the paycheck is so small on this island, you can't really live from it. So you gotta learn to, minimize and uplift yourself and make sure you know what's going on in your body. Stay healthy and you're good to go. And then people will be less aggressive. All of this amount of aggression is coming because they haven't purged in a long time.
It's going very well today again. I mean, we've seen more than 150 people already. It's a little quiet at the moment, but it's also getting warmer and warmer, so people like to stay inside now. But we had a very good day. Everything went like a breeze. We worked together again with the students of the of AUC, of the American University of the Caribbean, who help us. We would not be able to do it without them. And this first time today, we've also had Ed from the French side helping us. So we had a great team working together to assist people checking their sexual history, see what their risk is on getting sexually transmitted infections, including HIV, and to do a test. It's easy, confidential, free of charge test, which only takes a couple of minutes, and then they get the result. We sit on an individual basis with them to discuss with them what their risk is with their different partners, if they have different partners. One by one, we go through those partners and see if they could shape up, make it a bit safer for themselves and their loved ones.
Would you say that is a very good thing that health-wise that the Alliance is doing?
I think it's a fabulous thing. I told them as well, they've done it now for many, many years. It's a lot of investment for them, both human resources, a lot of work for them to organize, and the money it's costing them, but I think it's absolutely worthwhile. And it's great to also see all these different organizations that come together and assist the community here on St. Martin to hand a helping hand free of charge here for a day.
Now you have a gentleman next to you. If you could say a few words. You're from the University of
American University of the Caribbean,
right?
School of Medicine. That's
and
right.
How do you like the idea of coming here and testing a lot of people to see how their condition is coming from a university?
Well, I've been doing this since I got to the university back in January. I actually did the first event I did was this event last year, and I think it's a great thing. We have diabetes testing, cholesterol testing, and the HIV testing, and bring everyone together in this space and allow them to come out and just find out little things about their health. And if there's an issue, they can go address that. And I think that's a wonderful thing to have everything together.
Is this the first time that you're doing it for this out here for the Alliance?
This is the second time that we're doing it this year, that we've been done an HIV test. We do them a couple times a semester at AUC, and this is our second one for the semester.
And how is the people responding so far, that those who took the test?
So far, everyone seems really open to coming in, getting tested. We're making it a very easy process to come and get their sexual history taken, as well as the test. A lot of people think it's going to be a lot more involved than it is, and they're really relieved when they find out how easy and simple it is to get it done.
One of the things I didn't ask you, Dr. Vanasha, how many people that you think you got recorded roughly today?
We passed 150 at the moment. We got another hour to go, so I do think we'll reach 160 people who came out for the test. And like Nathan said, Nathan is one of the coordinators of the student group. Like I said before, we would not be able to do these test days in such a way, confidentially, if we would not have young doctors, you could say, assist us, because this way people come in, they register at the front desk. We take a number, it's confidential, we don't need to know their name, based on their year of birth and month of birth and a follow number for the day. We determine their code number for the day. Then they go into sexual history taking, where we sit with them one by one to see how many partners, are they sexually active, do they know the HIV status of their partner, did they ever take any other risk that may have given them risk for other sexually transmitted infections. Then we go do the test. The test is done with a finger prick. We don't draw blood. It's an easy test, just like a sugar test. Basically painless. And then right away they go for results. And basically today nobody had to wait anywhere because it went very smooth, one station to the next. And then we sit with them and go with them personally again over their sexual history and give them the result of the test, determine if they need to do another test in a couple of months, if they had risk in the last 3 months, that is that so-called window period that everybody has heard about, maybe the time that it may take before an HIV test turns positive. The first 3 months, sometimes you haven't made enough proteins, antibodies that your immune system makes against HIV to be visible in the HIV test. So if people have had a risk for HIV in the past 3 months, we advise them to do another test in a couple of months, either through their doctor, but they can also come to the AIDS Foundation office Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 till 12. There's always somebody there who could do the same free of charge confidential HIV test, or they can call 553-2626. So I repeat, 553-2626 to make an appointment at any convenient time during the day and during the week. They could come in to do a test. Or we have about 5 or 6 test days like this through the year. So every few months, we had 2 already, like Nathan mentioned. this year, and we have our next one in June. That is regional HIV testing day, where the entire Caribbean does HIV testing on all the countries, and then we have it through the years in the different districts. We were just in Middle Region, and now we're here at the health fair. Next time we're going to be in Scotiabank, in Phillipsburg, and then later in the year we'll be in other parts of the district. And together with ED, the French side, once a month we're taking their bus and their volunteers out to the Dutch side, to different districts, to still bring HIV testing closer to the people in the different places on our island.